this particular design will help, okay? And then again, we know the Bible says anything to be shaken is going to be taken down, but that's another day for us to remember. So anyway, for now, let's go with this if possible, if there's a budget for it. We want to put this rebar horizontally, continuing all the way through, okay? And they're at, I think they're 24-inch on center, okay? Here again it says 6/8/16 block, grout solid. Number 3, half-inch rebar, top and the bottom, in the footing, continual. So they'll go through the whole perimeter of the whole building. Okay, so the only change of sizes will be on the verticals and the horizontals up inside the wall itself. So now let's drop below that. What I have here, CJ, is the, what am I calling this thing here? Okay, actually this, this are all of this. It says distribution box sections, leach section view. Now, this here, TJ, is, if you notice, it's 24 inches wide this way, and it's 36 inches deep this way. This is actually the leach field itself, and I showed you that on page 1. This is a section view of what it looks like if I haven't seen the pipe coming at me. You notice here it says 3/4 inch gravel, and I got this note here showing these areas, I mean, arrows pointing all over the pipe. Well, we want that to be at least, once you establish I want to recommend about 2 inch per foot on the solid line to make sure that the 2 inch per foot on the solid line, as far as the slope is concerned, to make sure you get the debris into this box. 2 inch per foot on the continuing of the solid line to make sure you get the debris into the distribution box, okay? Now, if you notice right here, it says here, outlets 3, number 3, outlets number 2, outlets number 1, so 1, 2, 3. So our solid pipe comes in here, drops our liquids only into this bottom of this distribution box. And if you notice, I sloped it down this way, sloped it down that way, sloped it down this way, so all the debris will come out. And this is what it looks like from the section, from another cross view section. So here you got the lines here, and so the debris has no choice but to come out of these holes and into the leach field. Now, when we begin to lay the perforated, the 4-inch perforated bottom only, that means that this pipe, the only hole that it's going to have, a set of holes it's going to have, is only on the bottom of the line right here. Okay, I'm going to make a note on that. I think I already did somewhere. But the perforation on this leach line will only be on the bottom only. We don't want this thing to slope 2 inches per 10 foot. Okay, we want this thing to slope almost flat, so that we'll get more benefit of the leach. Just, I mean, not really much, CJ, just like maybe I'd say an 1/8 inch per foot of anything. Okay, so by the time it gets to this area here at the end, remember the whole distance is 50 feet long. So if we take this leach line and we just kind of give it a slight drop, 1/8 inch per foot, it might end up over here. That's just enough for the whole leach field to have activity of the waste line. I think I made a audio error here. I said 2 inch per foot. I meant 2 inch per 10 foot. So it'd be 1/4 inch per foot, a little less than 1/4 inch per foot. Let me correct myself. 2 inch per 10 foot of the solid line, okay? So when we go back to the solid line, we're going to go 2 inch per 10 foot length is how we drop this to make sure we get a nice flow to these boxes. Okay, so we have the distribution box, outlet 1, outlet 2, outlet 3. This is this cross section of the distribution box, and the 4-inch perforation line is going to stay as flat as possible through the course of the 50 feet so that all of the leaching can take place, and the whole benefit of the 1/4 inch gravel aggregate can get used up this whole length. I want to make a special note here. There is going to be a note, but it's not written here yet. We need, at the bottom of this ditch, we need to scarcify 10 feet, okay? We need to scarcify the dirt, and what that basically means, if you don't know what it is to till the ground about 8 inches, 10 inches, and don't try to pack it again. Just after you till the ground 8 or 10 inches, then after it's about from here, from the bottom of the 36-inch hole, about another 8 inches, scarcify it, get it all loosened up, and then put gravel on top of that scarcification, because this way, when the leach field begins to drain its waste, it'll just go, it'll have a way to begin its momentum into the solid earth, okay? So that's important. I'll put a note here to scarcify at the bottom of this here as well. So pretty much this whole page is done, I think, for now. Now I'm going to go to the elevation drawings. All right, turn it there, buddy. All right, so here's what we have for elevation drawings. This is the north elevation here. On the north elevation, what I'm doing here is here is our roof system, corrugated. It says corrugated metal roof covering, and that's just the acronym for corrugated metal roof covering. I put that here so that when I put it here on this other roof, you'll be able to know what it means as well. And I know you know that, but I'm just trying to help out as much as I can for understanding how this thing needs to be built. Now, these lines here only represent the blocks. I haven't crossed them in yet. Now, the top of the wall, again, on the top of grade to the top of the wall is 10 feet. Here again, I've got 20 feet to the top of the ridge. Okay? Now, this ridge is a 412 pitch ridge, okay? I'm going to show you that in another drawing. Now, what I've noted here was the windows. Each window is going to be about 8 feet long by 3 feet high, 10 foot between, and you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows, same, and these windows will be the mirror image of the other side of the building here. Okay, now this elevation is the south elevation. This area here, where it has this dotted hidden line, are the bathrooms that we're going to have. This is the women's bathroom door, incidentally. This would be the men's, and this would be the women's. So I'm only on this elevation, I'm only locating what the building actually looks like, face value. Okay, so here again you have your footings, and then this is the bathroom wall coming out this way, and then the windows, and everything's pretty typical. So I put here typical 10 foot, all the numbers are the same. It says C note D. If you shoot down here to C note D, it says all windows marked 8 foot are typical dimensions as north elevation windows. So whatever's on this south elevation is the same as north elevation, okay? So nothing's changed. The heights of them are still here. From the bottom, top of grade to the bottom of the window, it's 5 feet, and then you got 3 feet. Now, I saw a picture that Pastor Mike sent me about how they cover these windows up, and so I have a detail also on another page that shows how we want to mount a piece of metal in here with the bolts wet set inside the pour, inside the grouting, to be able to take on the window coverings. Okay, so that'll be done too. It's actually going to go on this page. Now you see this right here, CJ. This is section A. I'm going to show this side here, and that's going to be over here. All right. Now, what this is basically is the metal, all the metal that's important to establish the roof system. Metal one is. I have a note that I've typed out. I haven't pasted it yet. I'm going to paste it right here probably, but it's not there. So basically, what this is, it's a metal piece. This is what we're talking about earlier, about taking the C-channel and seam welding them down together. So this would be 10 feet from here to here, and here again you have a roof rafter that is 30 feet from the little eave that's available to the connection of the ridge board is 30 feet. Here is the purlin, which is continual. This post system, now if you notice here, I wrote it on this wall here, on this side. It says pad footings beyond typical. This is the pad footing beyond. This is on grid line B. This is on grid line A. Now, all of these have a note behind them. It's just not on here yet, but this, you'll see that when you get the whole set of plans. Okay. Now, I'm going to be putting the distances here where they need to be set. All right, and you'll see that later on as well. So, let me just get my thoughts together here. Yeah, so far, I guess you get the point here. We want to preset these. More importantly, we want to preset these, CJ, in the pour, in the footing pour, so that these can have their curing strengths. So once the posts are set into the bottom of the footing, and you guys will pour this first course, these things will already be preset, plumbed up, tightened, and plumbed up straight 90 degrees from here, and then ready to run and cut to where they need to be utilized for the bottom of the purlins. Because you notice I have them here. So this is a mirror image. This is the north side. This will be a mirror image of the south side. The only post that will be coming up out of for the roof system will be those pads that we have in the foundation pad, in the foundation plan. Okay, those pad footings. So here again you have, it says here, pad footings beyond typical. So you'll have this one here, and the ones that are, this is grid line B, this is grid line A, and that will be mentioned earlier, I mean later on in the plan. Probably by tomorrow I have it all done with that. So let's just drop to what the front of this building will look like. Here's the bathrooms, okay, beyond. This is the east elevation, this is the main entry, this is where the congregants will come in. So this is the purlin that sets up there, this is the purlin that sets up there. Hold on, CJ, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, buddy. So anyway, these purlins will be, they probably want to stick out if we can, kind of give the church a little, kind of a little character, if you will. Hopefully they'll be able to stick out. I don't show them sticking out here. I only show it sticking out here with the roof system. All of this is the corrugated roof system here. Okay. Now, CJ, I want to bring your attention to a real important built-in air condition system that I've developed here. I've used it before. I don't know many people that use this system, but I've seen it years ago. But mine's a little different here. It's more easier and cost-effective to build. Now, if you'll notice here, you see these dotted lines all the way down the course of this building. Now, if you'll see this big dotted line here, that is actually what I'm going to show you here. That is, okay, this dotted line, the top of this and this dotted line is this. Is that a little, looks like a little extra roof system? Well, once these roof rafters get built up here, when we put the corrugated metal all the way from the bottom of the roof line all the way up, we're going to stop about 18 inches from the center of the building ridge. Why? Because that's going to be the hot air escape through the course of the whole building. Now the little roof system is just that, a little roof system that covers the rain and whatever elements would want to get in there. These little things that are coming down can be screens. If you guys have any sort of screen